Hey guys, what's going on? So, in the process of making this video, I actually got a little sad. I'm bummed out that they still have a lot of the updated changes to AV that is going to be coming here on December 10th. I remember back when I was playing in AV, I loved collecting all of the scraps off of the different players' bodies. So that would be like gnome tufts or troll tusks or Taran hooves, those kind of things, and then being able to turn those in and get some gold. It was awesome. It would make PvP a lot of fun, plus you were able to make some gold in the process. I remember on a private server, I actually was able to buy my epic mount this way, just through farming honor in AV and also getting some gold while doing it. So I am bummed about that. Also, landmines won't be in AV, and the lieutenants and wing commanders, I believe, aren't in there, or if they are, they're heavily nerfed. I can't remember which option it is, but it will definitely be different. So in this video, guys, I'm going to discuss why I think every player should focus on AV at the very beginning. So starting on December 10th, I would be focusing on playing AV. And one of the biggest reasons for this is because Alterac Valley has some amazing rewards for reputation. Now, these rewards start out at Honored. You're able to pick up some good blue gear. These pieces won't be amazing if you've been playing the game for a while at 60, but if you're leveling up an alt, there's some really nice pieces in there for someone who's very fresh to 60. But as we get more and more rep and we get past Honored into Revered and Exalted, we get more and more pieces that are very strong. These pieces are really good for even PvP and PvE. So you're going to see a lot of people in AV early on that are even PvEers. There are some offhands in AV that are going to stay relevant for many players through Blackwing Lair and into AQ40. And these pieces are definitely worth the reputation grind. Now, in Classic WoW, a lot of us have kind of become used to having some pretty tough reputation grinds and some grinds that definitely take quite a long time. But I will actually say that for Alterac Valley, the reputation grind is definitely not that bad. It doesn't take very long, and you're able to, PvP and have fun while doing the grind, so it's not quite so monotonous as other grinds. The other reason why I say doing Alterac Valley in the first week to 2 weeks is such a good idea is because there's going to be a lot of players that are doing AV for that exact reason. There's going to be a lot of players who are in Alterac Valley specifically for the reputation and the rewards that come with reputation. So there's going to be a lot of players that are just looking to get in, do the requirements of AV to get a win, and then get out. So the games will probably be fairly fast and fairly efficient, and this means, good honor for people that are focused on PvP, but then also a lot of good reputation for people that are focusing on just getting the rewards and getting out. Now, obviously, Warsong Gulch will be coming out at the exact same time as AV. However, Warsong Gulch is only 10 players, and, Warsong Gulch is always, pretty popular and always relevant. And Alterac Valley is a 40-man PvP, 40 versus 40, and it's also a little bit more slow-paced and known for being a little bit grindy. So, it's not as common that people will just queue up for an AV game, later on down into the later portions of Classic WoW. So that's why I would suggest doing AV early on. The queues are going to be popping off very quickly, probably instant queues early on. And the games, like I said, most likely will not be very grindy. This means that everyone will be able to get in and get their reputation fairly quickly. So, now, a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what is the fastest way to get reputation with AV? Well, the fastest way of getting reputation is simply winning the game. This is going to be your best honor, your best honor per hour, actually, and also your best reputation per hour. Just getting in and winning the game. Obviously, picking up towers at the same time is a good idea, and oftentimes it's actually better to just let the game play out than try to focus too much on defense. So a lot of times when a team starts to focus too much on defense, this could be starting to be called a turtle, where a lot of people are, porting back using their recall trinkets or running back into their keep and trying to keep the other faction out of that keep. And that could be considered a turtle, and that is where a game goes on for a long time, and it really doesn't benefit either sides. So for my suggestion, it would be always going to the north if you're the Horde, and always going to the south if you're the Alliance. Now, obviously, if you are a rogue or a druid or someone who has like a stealth ability, going back and trying to defend a tower or something like that can be kind of fun and might be something that you want to focus on doing. However, I will say that oftentimes that will slow down the pace of these games. Now, that of course is not a bad thing. Those are how the game is supposed to really play out in the end, and if that is your kind of cup of tea and what you enjoy in the game, then by all means go for it. But I will say, oftentimes just focusing on getting the game over with quickly, win or lose, is best for both sides. This way, even if you do lose, you're probably picking up several towers, and the game, like I said, is getting over with quickly, so you can get back into the next game. And I think that is how most players are going to take this first few weeks of AV, is just going to be, quick games, get in, get out, get your honor, get your reputation, and, quickly get those rewards. So now that I spoke about reward, let's actually talk about the rewards, and let's go into a little detail on those rewards. So first thing that a lot of people will know from AV is that both Horde and Alliance have a specific AV mount. So there's the Frostwolf Howler, which is the Horde's version, and then there's the Stormpike Battle Charger, which is the Alliance version. And now these are a simple ram and a simple wolf, but they do look different than, the Orcs version and then the Dwarves version. So they are slightly different in terms of their coloring and the armor that they have on them. This is going to be one of your only, different mounts that you see in the game until, ZG comes around. So you might want to get your hands on those. They are rather expensive, so not only do you need to be exalted, but they're going to cost you around, I believe, 800 gold after you have the reputation exalted with Stormpike or Frostwolf. So it is a rather expensive mount, but like I said, it's one of those things that will make you stand out a little bit more. So if you farmed up a lot of gold and that is something that you are considering, just know that you will have to fork over, like I said, some gold, and it also will require you to be exalted. The other things that we should talk about are both of the rings. So there's the Don Julio's band and then the Don Rodrigo's band. So the Don Rodrigo's band is the caster's equivalent to the Don Julio's band. So it's priest, mage, and warlock specific. So it is kind of a bummer that it is class specific, so you can't get it if you're one of those hybrid classes like a shaman, paladin, or druid. But it gives you some stamina, +7 stamina, increases your critical chance strike with spells by 1%, and it also decreases the magical resistances of your target by 20. And this is one of the few items in the game that actually does have a decrease to magical resistance of your targets. So that is kind of nice and unique. Now, Don Julio's band is, pretty iconic ring because it's such a good ring for a lot of classes. It's 11 stamina, and it also increases your chance to get a critical strike by 1%, and it improves your chance to hit by 1%. So for a lot of those classes out there that, are focused on getting hit capped and have had to use some rings that, might not have been your first choice, so something like the Maradon ring, this is definitely a big upgrade to that. It also has the equipped of 16 additional attack power, which is really nice. So a lot of players will be after this ring, and after a few weeks of AV being out, you're going to see a lot of melee wearers having this ring equipped. The next items we have are not like game changers, but they're definitely good upgrades if you have yet to see some of these items. So if you've yet to see a decent shield in the game, there's an iconic one called the immovable object, and now this shield is pretty decent. It's got some block value on there, some stamina and armor, just pretty much what you're looking for in any shield out there, so that's nice. The lobotomizer is a decent dagger if you have yet to see some of the good ones. that you get in Molten Core, and then the Unstoppable Force, which is the two-handed mace. Now this mace is even good for druids. You're obviously not going to see that chance on hit, which is, you know, knocking down the target, but this mace is really nice just because it has 2% crit on it, which is pretty strong. It's got some strength and some stamina. So again, this mace, the dagger, and the shield all are decent items if you've yet to see some of the better items that can drop out of Molten Core. Now let's get into the offhands. Now the offhands are really what sets AV apart, in my opinion. The offhands in AV are truly some of the best pieces that we see in the game right now. So you have your kind of generic damage and healing, and that's from the Therazan's Touch. The artwork kind of looks like some mistletoe or some kind of root, and that's just going to be an offhand that is pretty solid for any damage dealing class, with spell damage obviously. Then you have your more specific categories of spell, and these are going to give you a little bit more. So Therazan's Touch is 33, and then you get the Shadow is 34, the Fire is 40, and the Arcane is 34. Again, these books are going to be more class specific. Obviously, the Tome of Shadow Force is nice for Warlocks and Shadow Priests, and then the other two books are decent for mages. Again, the Ice Lord Tome is a good mage one. It gives 9 intellect, and then your frost spells and effects by 34. It's just your choice if you either go that route or if you pick up the one that's just broad brush across all damages. Then, of course, there is the Lay of the Life Giver. Now, this item is amazing. The next best piece you have right now is the offhand within Dire Maul North, and that I believe is plus 33 healing done by spells and effects. And you know, that's 33 versus the one here in AV gives increases your healing done by spells and effects by up to 53, and it also restores 3 mana per 5 seconds. So this item is really strong, and it's going to remain best in slot for a long time in Classic WoW. So like I said, there is going to be a lot of players early on within the AV experience that are not PvPers. They don't really care about PvP, and they're specifically going to be doing AV just for these rewards. These rewards stand out and are going to remain relevant for a long time. And that is about all of the really, you know, standout items. Again, like I said, there's some blue items that are from Revered and Honored that could be good if you're just starting out, but those epics are really what stands out in my book. So we've kind of covered the reasons why I would focus on AV early on in the week. Like I said, you're going to have a lot of players that are focused on ranking or gaining reputation, and they're going to be looking for fast games. This means fast and efficient games, and it's going to help you get your honor or your reputation nice and quick. Next thing, there's going to be a lot of people participating, so queue times are going to be short, and again, you're going to be looking at getting in and getting out. Lastly, like I said, the rewards from AV truly stand, you know, out from other rewards. Obviously, Warsong Gulch has some nice rewards as well, but reputation in Warsong Gulch takes quite a long time to reach, and the rewards themselves are not on the same level that you see when looking at the items from Alterac Valley. So those are the reasons, guys, why I think Alterac Valley should be on your priority list come December 10th. I hope this video was helpful and informative, and I will have a Warsong Gulch video coming before December 10th, so look forward to that, guys. Now, I know a lot of you guys were looking for an update for my dog. As some of you know, he was getting a knee surgery back in, I think it was October or November, and he needed to get one of his knees done, which was the TPLO surgery for his ligaments. He got that one done, and then he recently had to get his second knee done, so he got that done a few days ago. But now, after this, we should be good. He won't need any more surgeries, and he'll be able to, you know, sprint around and have fun chasing after the ball and, you know, going camping and all that kind of stuff. So that's just an update on that, guys. And anyways, I will catch you in the next video, and see you later.